Hi, today we're going to be making sausage, and this is a sausage recipe I got off of the 3ABN website. You go to 3abn.com and you look under recipes and you'll find more recipes than any cookbook I've ever found. Anyway, or just about. Anyways, we're going to start with 3 cups of water. Whoops. And then we're going to be adding our ingredients, the spices first. Okay, so I've got a tablespoon of Bragg's with a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to put all that in at once. It's easier to get out that way. Okay, and then 2 teaspoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and a half teaspoon of garlic, and 1 teaspoon of sage, and 1 teaspoon of parsley flakes. We're going to bring that to a boil, kind of a simmering boil, not really a hard boil. This food to stir this up with. Now there is another recipe I have also. I got it out of a book and I kind of adjusted it for our taste buds. I don't care for it as much. My son loves it. It's made with kasha. Kasha is a grain that Russians countries usually use. It's a buckwheat kind of thing, and they've dried it and cured it and I don't know, a bunch of other stuff, cooked it down. So anyways, it has a distinct different flavor to it, but my son loves it. But anyways, today we're going to make the one from 3ABN. Maybe I'll get to that one later. And we'll bring that to a boil. We have our pot of water boiling now with our spices in it. And now we're going to add 2 cups of oats, which I have over here, and a half a cup of pecans. And I'm going to show you about the pecans in just a minute here. Now you can use walnuts or you can use pecans. I like pecans because walnuts to me have a bitter taste. Everybody has their own taste buds. So we're going to stir that up. So the way I do pecans or any kind of nuts that I'm using is I use a nut chopper. This is my nut chopper. Chops my nuts up for me. It's all electric, so I don't have to stand there and mash them. Anyways, I don't have it plugged in right now, but that's how I chop up the nuts. It costs about $20 usually you can get them at Rite Aid or Walgreens or something like that, or wherever small appliances are. Even Walmart and Target carry it. So we're going to stir that up, and we're going to let that cook until it becomes thick and all the water is cooked off. Now, while that's cooking, I adjusted this recipe a little bit because I didn't like the way it tasted. Just missed something. I didn't know what it was. So I added 2 teaspoons of McKay's beef and a half a teaspoon of salt. You know, it seems like a little salty with the McKays and everything, but it's a different kind of salt. So the regular salt that we use on our table will even it out more because of the different kinds of salts there are. But and stir that up a little bit more. And then I added 2 teaspoons of Hickory Smoke. And Hickory Smoke I find to be something that really helps. Now this is a vegan product. It's not like it's meat or anything like that. And I'm just going to add that in there. It smells so good. Or you can use mesquite. They have different ones on the market. Whatever ones you like, you can do that. And stir that up a little bit more. It's already starting to thicken up. In the meantime, we'll show you. Now there's different ways you can do this. The recipe calls for a link sausage, and you take it after it's thickened up quite a bit, cooled off, then you can take and make link sausages and fry them in a skillet. The other way is you can take and make patties out of it also. Just kind of put a little patty on there, fry that in the skillet. I'm a little lazy. So I use a muffin tin and spray it with spray oil, and I fill them about 3/4 of the way full on each one of the cups. You don't have to use you don't have to put them all the way to the top, because if you do, you want them thin enough to where they're going to cook. And you put them in the oven at about 350 degrees for about an hour. Then once I take those out, then I'll show you how I do take care of that. But right now we'll just do this part. And this is thickening up pretty fast. So we're back. As you can see, this has thickened up quite a bit. It's almost like a dough kind of a thing. Anyway, so now we're ready to put it into our pan. And I've already sprayed my pan. And you want to, like I said, I'm a little lazy, so I didn't want to make links or anything. I'm just putting it into a pan of muffin tin pan. And I'm filling them 3/4 of the way full. I'll put that into the oven at 350 for 1 hour. Anyways, and I will finish that in a little bit. Remember to keep this stirring. Always keep it stirring when you have the fire on underneath of it, because it will stick. And I probably should have used a non-stick kettle. But anyways, so last night I had made some, and I will show you what these look like, all cooked up. And there they are. So I use these on pizza, and I can use them next to my pancakes, and they're good for another dish I make, which is, we call it wagon wheel or potato cake with sausage, and I'll show you how to do that in another film. But anyways, so they're not real big, but they're enough to where they cook all the way through. And with pizza, you just break it up and put it on. It tastes so much better that way. I put them in, this is a container that I use to store things in like this. And I just put 3 across on each side. I put a wax paper in between it, and then just set these in on top. Put a lid on it, and I can put it in the freezer, and it will stay for quite a few months. So that makes it nice too, because you can make them up ahead of time. Anyways, so I just want to say thank you for watching, and remember to keep it practical.